Hey, this is Sharon, one of the Two Runaway Ol Folks. Hampton is watching television and it's almost quiet in here. He's giving me a little time without the background noise of football, baseball, golf, tennis, whatever else balls is playing with today. Anyhow, I'm going to show you a video that I made almost a year ago, last January this year, on making how to make filet mignon dirty rice. Yes. Now don't be too impressed because we buy filet mignon almost all the time because we old and it's easier for our jaws to chew it. Because we try to chew up and down on, what other tough steak we might have to get. Either our teeth going to give out or our jaws going to give out. So we get filet mignon. I had a lot of it. We're trying to eat as much as we could out of the freezer to save money. And so I made filet mignon, dirty rice, and I then made filet mignon steaks. So stay in here. It's a little long, but I did my best to try to get back online with y'all, which is another video I got coming out to tell you about our journey over the last 5 months while we have not been on air. And hopefully you'll forgive us again for not holding true to posting more frequent videos. So here we go. How to make filet mignon dirty rice. First thing I'm going to do is chop up my veggies and meat for the dirty rice. This is about a 1/4 pound patty of filet mignon, frozen. I'm going to cut it thin and then cross cut it and do it again and chop it up as fine as I possibly can. You can do this if it's not frozen, but it's more difficult. It's much easier to do it while the meat is still frozen. Once I have the cauliflower rice in a bowl, it's frozen right now, I'm going to put it in a bowl, cover it up, set it aside, and that will be one of the last things I add to all the ingredients once they're chopped up. And I'm going to pre-cook my cauliflower rice before adding it to the other ingredients. First, I'm going to start chopping up all my meats. Get those done. Got to have some sharp tools. This is my favorite cleaver. I think I bought it on Amazon, but I'm not sure. I'll try to find it. Put the link in the description. Also, I have another knife that I love. This knife. This is a Meissen chef's knife, and it is really, really sharp. You got to have sharp tools. My meat is frozen. All my vegetables are frozen. And now I commence to chopping. Okay, now it's time to get ready to chop up my meat, making sure that it's not frozen solid, but just to the point before it starts to thaw. It's easier to cut it in thin slices. I guess I could actually put the meat and the veggies and everything in the food processor, but it tends to make it mushy and more like a paste, and I don't want that. So it's a lot better just to go ahead and do it by hand. Again, if it's frozen, it's a lot easier. By chopping up all my veggies in advance, it helps me get ready so that all I have to do is throw everything in the skillet without any lag time. Of course, all this raw meat I used, I have to make sure that I get everything extra clean. I always put Clorox in my water, but it takes a toll on my hands, so I guess I should be wearing gloves. Next, I'm going to chop up my veggies. I always use a wooden board for my meats because anything else like this glass would dull my knives. So I only use wood for my knives. Red onion is very pungent. If it's cold, it doesn't bother you as bad, but I would rather use white or yellow, but we didn't have any, and once it's cooked, you really can't tell the difference between the red, white, or the yellow onions. I used about 1 medium onion. The red peppers are sweet peppers, the holy trinity for Cajun food: celery, green pepper, and onions. Again, all these veggies were frozen except the red onions were not frozen, but they were cold. Next thing I'm going to do is get the chicken livers. We had this for dinner the day before, and so I just went ahead and used some of the chicken liver out of the container. We love sauteed chicken liver in our home, and so it was not hard. We always have some on hand. It either is cooked or it's getting ready to be cooked. So I just mashed it up. You didn't have to chop it, just mash it up. And I need about 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup. And you just want something else to make the rice nice and dirty. My filet mignon, I want it to be thin. It's going to cook quicker, and it's easier to chew also. We're old folks. We do not want a thick steak, although my husband swears he wants a real thick piece of filet mignon, but I just go ahead and make it thin, and it's good, and he likes it that way. Seasoning, I'm going to use paprika, adobo, and black pepper. I'll make sure I put all of the ingredients I use for everything in the comment section. I let the filet mignon sit out for about 30 minutes to an hour. First of all, they needed to thaw, so I put them on the aluminum pan and they thawed really quickly. And then after that, just let them come to almost room temperature. That way, when you cook it, you don't have your inside real raw and the outside overcooked. Now, this may be a little overcooked for some people because we like it rare or medium rare. We like it pink. Hamp likes his given milk. So, it may be a little bit underdone for some people. My sister and her husband love theirs. They want it to look like shoe leather. And if you like your steak like shoe leather, the best thing to do is have filet mignon because it's really hard to make that tough. After I put all my seasoning on it, I pat it down, make sure that it doesn't fall off when I put it in the skillet. Here I have bacon, and I did about 4 slices of bacon. I didn't use the whole thing of bacon, about 4 slices of bacon, and chopped it up. Also, you see that little cup right there with the brown stuff? That's actually bacon grease that I had from something else that I cooked. Nothing like having sauteing bacon in bacon grease. That's what I'm talking about. And once I saute this bacon, I'm going to go ahead and add my meat to this so that it can cook up. I have my chopped meat, which would be my sausage and my filet mignon that I chopped up real fine. Filet mignon is very lean, and it's not going to give you a whole lot of oil in the skillet. And because the sausage is already cooked, it's not going to give up any oil either. So it's important to have some grease, or you could use olive oil if you don't want to use bacon. Who doesn't want to use bacon? And we don't necessarily want the bacon to be crisp. We just want it to be rendered enough to have some oil in there. And then we go ahead and put in our sausage and our filet mignon, our chopped filet mignon. I want to break it up because I don't want the pieces to be real big. This is supposed to be all incorporated into the rice. Now, sometimes if I'm doing something like chili or spaghetti or something else, I may leave the pieces a little larger, especially if I'm using ground beef. But for this, I wanted all the minced pieces to be as separate as possible, to be incorporated into the dirty rice. Now I can add my vegetables into the meat. It doesn't have to brown, it just needed to have it cooked. Stir that up real good. And once that's transparent, I go ahead and add in my mushrooms and my garlic. I do my garlic last because I don't want it to burn. I just want my garlic to cook. It doesn't need to brown at all. Now I just add in a few pinches, maybe like a quarter to a half teaspoon of Cajun seasoning, or you can use Old Bay, an homage to the Chesapeake Bay area. Now comes a good part right here. Now I'm going to add in the chicken liver. It's more like a pate once you mash it like that, and it's so good. If you don't like chicken liver, don't put it in. You just want your rice dirty. It doesn't have to have the liver in it. Now just put the top on it, let it cook for a few minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, and add in the cauliflower rice. Now, this cauliflower rice has already been cooked. I had too much to put in that one bowl, so I cooked the rest of it in the plastic bag it was in, and then add that in there and stir it up. Because everything is already cooked and hot, I didn't have to have the heat up real high. Put it in there, stir it up, and we're ready to go. I did not add any extra seasoning to the cauliflower rice. It already had the Cajun seasoning, already had the adobo in the meat. There was no need to add anything extra. If you want to, you can, but we try to do low salt as much as we can. Yum, that looks so good, and it was delicious. You could also do that as a stuffing for your turkey or your chicken. Now the filet mignon, patted down nice and thin. Doesn't take but maybe a minute on each side to cook. If I were a French chef, I'd pour some wine in that with some butter or something, herbs, and then pour it over my filet mignon. But you know what? I'm not French. Hello. Yum, yum. Let the steaks sit for a few minutes so the juices can be sucked back up inside. And now time to cut them. My mouth is watering right now. Oh, yum. Perfectly cooked. Yes. Unless you like yours well done. In that case, you go another couple minutes on each side. Or longer. Oh, isn't that pretty? It was so good. It was. I had to do that again. That was so good. And of course, we had plenty for another time. I always try to cook for more than one day when I cook. So this is 2 meals right there, already done. All I have to do is put it in the mic, heat it up, and cook my steaks. It really will save a lot of time. Hey, that's it for the dirty rice video. I think I'm going to make this again. Thank you for coming back to my channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4, verses 6 through 7.